Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest edition of Wolves Weekly. I'm Michael Collins, this week alongside head coach for the football team, Arne Ferguson. And, Coach, it's been a good couple of weeks for the Wolves. Had a homecoming game, big win over Dixie State, 66-20, set numerous school records. Let's talk about that game first.
Well, first of all, the offense really, it's really our receivers and quarterbacks being able to connect on the deep ball against a team that Dixie, we couldn't do that when we played them down there. Game 2 or 3, I believe it's 3 of the season. So it was nice to see that change where Tyrell started off and then Tyler Davis had a phenomenal run down the sideline. So that was really nice to see with a solid running game. Joe Harris again had over 100 yards. And then Cody Van Oppen being the guy that's in between of everything. But also our special teams. At an onside kick and really doing a nice job of controlling the field position, and then also defense being able to score twice. So being able to put that all in and scoring 66 points at a homecoming with all the distractions was really nice to see.
A lot of big plays in that game, and then next week you traveled up to Simon Fraser, and completely different game and style. Had some unfortunate injuries during the game, 6 turnovers as well, but you found a way to win 2017. Talk a little bit about how your team faced the adversity.
First of all, Simon Fraser is a very difficult place to play. You don't have huge crowds, but tremendous enthusiasm. But it's just a different environment, and then so it's tough for anybody in our conference to play well there. And we didn't play well offensively. Cody went down. Early Tyrell had a big pass that went through his fingertips, so things just didn't start going our way where they have been the last 2 games. We've been up pretty much 21-0 going in after a quarter. So things started leaning that way. Then all of a sudden, Cody goes down. We end up with 6 turnovers. Defense was playing solid, but they also have a real good receiver and quarterback. So it was a dogfight till the end, and special teams, Coach Chauvin coaches special teams. They were able to block 2 punts, and then also have an onside kick. They gave us some field position, put our offense in good position to do some things. And then Trey came in, and after a while, when things really started to settle down, and some of the officials decided sooner or later to draw our balls out, that helped a little bit. Right. So you end up to start moving some things that allowed us to be successful. But really the key of the game was John Benton and Craig Akins, 2 of our D linemen, be able to block a 19-yard field goal that would have tied it. And with our injuries up there, things weren't going our way. So that was crucial to stay out of overtime and let the defense seal it towards the end. And
it turned out to be a big win because Central Washington, who was in first place, lost last week to our opponent this week, Azusa Pacific. Right. And now it's a situation where there's 3 teams basically tied atop the JNAC race, and each team controls their own destiny. And talk a little bit about how that kind of changes maybe your mentality moving forward this week.
Yeah, every season, the last 3 years, we've played for a conference championship towards the end of the season, if not the last game. We always expected to do that, except now the opportunity to try to win one. And with Central Washington, to lose in a game that wasn't foreseen helps that cause. Humboldt and Central play each other. We play both Humboldt and Central coming up, but also we're not looking past Azusa Pacific, who really has some very good skilled athletes and a quarterback that can run and a good O&D line, but overall a very different and aggressive style of defense with a new quarterback coming in that we may see. Hopefully get Cody back at some point. Not sure when that's going to be. So things are going to be very hairy. This game coming up, and we're just glad we're at home, and we're glad that we have a chance for our players to know what's at stake at an earlier stage than before, and to see how well they perform.
And what's kind of been the focus this week in practice? Obviously, 5 wins in a row. You want to keep it going. Like you said, there's been some injuries, but just kind of talk a little bit about practice this week.
Yeah, first of all, even at the beginning of the season, Grand Valley, where we turn the ball over when we're within 15, that's our number one thing, that if things haven't gone well, whether it's Grand Valley, 3 losses, Central Washington, Dixie, it's turning the ball over. So we got to fix that issue. And we escaped at Simon Fraser, which is a tough place to escape because of some special team play and some great individual effort. So this game, if we have those same type of mistakes, it's not going to be pretty at all. So Azusa is very talented, especially on the defensive side, and also their receivers. So they're just making that transition to Division II, how physical it is game after game. So taking care of the football and just the speed of everybody getting back to speed. Towards this stage of the year, you really want to control the banging. because of injuries. But the speed and the urgency and the focus, we need to get back where we were 2 weeks ago.
Well, thanks a lot, Coach. Again, a big game for the Wolves this weekend as they host Azusa Pacific on Saturday at 1 o'clock. Again, the Wolves control their own destiny for the GNAC title, so come on out and support the team. Big crowd at homecoming last week. Hope to see another big crowd this week. So thanks for watching Wolves Weekly. From Michael Collins along with Arne Ferguson, and we'll see you next week.